Happening now at noon, Governor Sanders is celebrating what she calls major victories in education in the prison system. More on her sit down with THV 11 coming up in 3 minutes. Tens of thousands of mourners continue to visit St. Peter's Basilica today to pay their final respects to Pope Francis. Just ahead, more details about tomorrow's funeral mass. And tomorrow's prescription drug take-back day around the nation. We've got where you can go to participate at 12:02. Well, thank you for joining us at News at Noon. We're going to head straight over to Tracy to get a look at weather as we head into the weekend. Tracy?
Seeing some really spotty showers. We talked about it was going to be very much hit or miss, and here is the situation out there right now. There's actually some cloud cover, but some sun as well, and some very spotty showers to the south and development here to the northeast. Again, we're not expecting widespread rain throughout the weekend, but we are going to have to keep an eye on the radar. 76 in central Arkansas. We're starting to see those temperatures bump up as well. Today, hour by hour, a mix of sun and clouds, a westerly breeze, looking for a high today in the low 80s, and we'll start to clear out just a little bit before we'll see those clouds return tomorrow. Across the state, we're mainly looking at 80s, and northern Arkansas staying just a tad cooler as we've got a frontal boundary pushing through, and that could kick off a bit of storms this afternoon. Very light, not too terribly worried about that, but again, keeping that in mind, we're still going to see those sporadic showers and thunderstorms through the next few days. But muggy conditions, friends, well, they are here, so you'll feel every bit of that 80 degrees. We'll talk a little bit more about these rain showers and what you can expect for your weekend coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, Tracy, thank you. Well, we begin this afternoon in Pine Bluff, where police are looking for a man they say is armed and dangerous. Police have named 22-year-old Kawan Mackin as a suspect in last week's deadly shooting of Asa Stewart. Now, it happened at an apartment complex on West 30th. Investigators already arrested another suspect, Quan Turner. He is charged with capital murder, but Mackin is still at large with multiple outstanding felony warrants. Pine Bluff police are also announcing the arrest of a man wanted in a 2023 homicide. The man on your screen, Deontay Coleman, was connected to a deadly shooting at a gas station at University Drive in West Pullen. Police had been looking for him for over a year. Coleman faces charges that include capital murder, first-degree battery, carrying a prohibited weapon in violation of the Uniform Machine Gun Act. Tomorrow is prescription drug take-back day in Arkansas, and organizers are hoping for a record-breaking results. The one-day event is intended to provide a safe place for people to get rid of unneeded or expired medications so they can't fall into the wrong hands. Here's a map of all the places where you can drop off those meds. Each of these locations will be accepting medications tomorrow from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. You can find a location near you on the Arkansas Drug Take Back website. We'll have a link on our website, that is thv11.com. The 95th General Assembly is over, and Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders is calling the session a major win for Arkansas. She sat down with THV 11's Rebecca Brown on Thursday to talk about a range of issues, from tax relief and education reform to the pharmacy benefit managers bill and prison expansion plans. She also spoke on the federal government's denial of disaster aid after recent severe weather.
We have since appealed that decision. I spoke with Secretary Kristi Noem yesterday. We expect this to be processed quickly, and we've provided additional and extra information that bolsters the need. At the end of the day, though, I've talked to the president, I've talked to Secretary Noem. We want to make sure that people are taken care of, and we're going to continue to work to ensure that happens.
Well, you can watch the full interview with the governor on thv11.com and streaming on your TV with THV11 Plus. Well, time is running out to get your real ID by the May 7th deadline, and the Arkansas Department of Finance and Administration is extending their hours of operation to meet the growing demand. Tomorrow, 5 revenue offices across the state will open for special weekend hours from 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Those locations are in Little Rock, Fayetteville, Jonesboro, Texarkana, and Monticello. Since January 1st, DFA has already issued more than 140,000 real IDs. You'll need the ID to fly, visit a federal courthouse, or a military base. And again, that deadline is May 7th. And also pitching in to help get your real ID, the Arkansas Department of Health is extending their hours. From 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. tomorrow, the locations on your screen will be open to issue certified birth certificates. 2 are in Little Rock, the State Health Department on Markham, and the Pulaski Central Health Unit on West 8th Street. The third is the local health unit in Monticello. Birth certificates are one of the main documents you need for a real ID. Be sure to bring a valid driver's license and $12 to request a copy. In a TV 11 update, there's new leadership on the way for the Pulaski County Special School District. Jeff Sind has been unanimously selected by the school board to step in as the district's next superintendent. This marks a return for Sind, who previously served as principal at both North Pulaski and Maumelle High before taking the lead in Lone Oak, where he's been for the past 4 years. Now he's back at PCSSD following the resignation of Dr. Charles McNulty earlier this year. And for many in the district, Sind is a very familiar face.
Made great friends within the other pillars of the community throughout the district. So I'm excited to getting back to seeing all those people as well.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I have made it that far because I have made students my first priority. It's about the relationships that you build and with those students that carry on and make them successful.
He says he's focused on delivering a high-quality, safe learning environment for every student. Sind assumes his new role on July 1st. President Trump and First Lady Melania Trump are on their way to Rome for Pope Francis's funeral tomorrow. Former President Joe Biden's office also confirmed that he and the former First Lady will also attend. Tina Krause has the latest from the Vatican.
Mourners keep filing into St. Peter's Basilica to spend a few final moments in the Pope's presence before his coffin is sealed tonight. How long did you wait in line?
I think it was about 3 hours, 3.5 hours, so not terrible.
Risa and Peter Walsh from Leesburg, Virginia came to pay their respects.
He was trying to lift up people and bring us together. Yeah.
Humility, yeah, no doubt.
Which
He's a good man.
Which we need more of in this crazy world.
The Vatican says as of noon Rome time, 150,000 visitors paid homage to the 88-year-old who died Monday. The Vatican says the funeral Pope Francis wanted was one of a pastor and not of a monarch, but royalty will attend. 10 monarchs in all, along with 50 heads of state, including President Trump and former President Biden, one of only 2 Catholic U.S. presidents. President Trump spoke fondly of the Pope as he and the First Lady left for Rome.
I met him twice. I thought he was a fantastic kind of a guy.
After the funeral, there will be a nearly 4-mile-long procession to the Basilica of St. Mary Major, where Francis chose to be buried. You know he'll be buried in the other church, only in a simple coffin. What do you think of this?
It's a very beautiful gesture. It's really amazing what he's doing. He's showing that he's not better than anyone. He's just a simple man.
The Vatican says the poor and needy will be waiting on the steps of his favorite church, embracing him in death as he did them in life. Tina Krause, CBS News, the Vatican.
Well, the funeral mass begins at 4 a.m. Eastern Time. It is expected to last about an hour and a half and will mostly be in Latin. You can watch the funeral on TV 11 and stream it on Paramount Plus. A judge has ruled the suspect in the University of Idaho murder case can be sentenced to death if convicted. Defense attorneys for Brian Koberger argued he should not be eligible for the death penalty because of his autism spectrum diagnosis. The judge disagrees, though, saying that the defense failed to show how his disability is equivalent to an intellectual disability. Defense attorneys had cited the work of a Rutgers University criminal justice professors who says the diagnosis would be most crucial during potential sentencing.
It's really about mitigating evidence that potentially can be presented at that death penalty stage, where the jurors who have rendered their guilty verdict are now deciding whether or not they want to render a death sentence.
The judge also ruled Thursday most of a 911 call is admissible. The trial is scheduled for August. This week's Feel Good Friday introduces us to the Road Runner Rocketeers. In 6 minutes, we're showing you how they're blasting stereotypes while reaching new heights in STEM.
Rain chances are in the forecast, but how will this impact your weekend and any outdoor plans? Well, stay with me. We'll talk all about that timing and what to expect coming up in my forecast.
We're one day closer to the kickoff of the Summer Cereal Drive. We're hitting over 25 locations this year, and Tom and the team are banking on your support to help stock local food pantries with the Arkansas Food Bank. Consider this your head start. Text cereal to 501-376-1111.